Massacres last round of the European Teams Championship and Alekseenko faces Toivo Keinanes, Finland player. So let's see the game. It was also amazing. Alekseenko playing in a so aggressive way. 2 years ago, I played against Alekseenko, who is the strongest player that I face in a classical game. And one day I should analyze the game for the channel. Okay, Alekseenko opens with e4, and Toivo goes with e6, d4, d5, e5, and here Toivo of course goes with c5, e3. I I like this type of position with black. I think that black develops so easy the pieces in this type of position. But okay, they are so tricky, of course. It's no so easy like I thought. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop e2, f6. And black can play with rook c8 followed by queen b6 too, but or knight 8, knight and then knight e6, knight f5. But he decides to just break the center with f6. Alekseenko here goes short castle, f takes, knight takes e5. I saw that was the main move. Knight takes, queen c7, rook e1, so long castle, and bishop f1. That's the main line. I never play this position or with white or with black. With white, I always play knight c3 against the friends. So here, I always play knight c3, and I never play friends with black. So I never play this type of position. Once I analyze for my girlfriend well, to help she to prepare a game in the Cuban Championship. So for that reason, I know a little bit with black one, not so much. Okay, f6, short castle, f takes, white takes with the deep one. Of course, Alekseenko still in prep, of course, and black player too. Knight h6. Here, c4, c4, very good move, breaking the center. If you didn't break the center, these pawns are so strong, of course. So you should use the fact that you have more development, and the black king is still on the center to break the center, c4. And after d4, like I told, white should break the center, so before still breaking the center, and blacks just prefer to continue the development and placing improving the knight to f7, just a quiet move. And now Alekseenko of course take on c5, and here Toivo start to play strings. Until here, both players are playing not completely normal, but here Toivo start to make strange things. Instead of just take the pawn and okay, 92 defend the bishop, hold the bishop with b6, 94 good castle, bishop f4, and just have a normal move like bishop e8, 95, and bishop d3, something like that. And instead of just develop the pieces, bishop c5 and go short castle, we will start to play strange. He plays queen c7. I don't know if with the idea of take on e5 or I don't exactly know. And after bishop f4, just normal move defending the pawn. Here he developed the bishop to e7. Okay, because I can accept queen c7 and then the next move take on c5. But play queen c7 to here. Play bishop e7 instead of take on c5. I don't understand this move. I think that bishop e7 was a no sense move. Logical was take on c5, of course. Bishop e7, I don't understand. Yeah, Alekseenko have many good moves like knight d2 or bishop d3. But okay, he take on d4, who is fine. Toivo take, bishop c5. He finally take on c5. But okay, now white have a pawn up. Queen c3, queen b6. And here was better just queen d3 without give any exchanges. Like bishop d4, knight c3. Bishop castle knight d2 and attack normal. And if bishop is long castle knight c3 and just try to attack the king. Instead of that, Alekseenko complicate the position. Who, of course, he is still having good position, but he have normal advantage with queen g3 without complicating anything. He sacrificed the chains. Of course, it's interesting because white is still having a very good counterplay for the chains, thanks to the bishop and the more development and the a5 pawn that I told in many videos as that this pawn is so strong for attack. But there are no necessity of give up the chain, just you can play 92. Sorry, queen g3 and play normal. But okay, 92, let's analyze what happened then. Bishop d4, of course, black should take the exchange, that's the only that he has. If not, he's clear up and down. Bishop d4, queen g3, bishop e1, rook e1. Okay, so castle will move, defending the g7 pawn. Okay, maybe white is going to attack you in the king side, but that's the only, that's the better option for black, just go short castle. And here, 94, good move. entering the square of e4. Now black is threatening knight f6, knight d6. Now the principal threat of course is knight f6, taking the bishop. And here black defend with bishop c6. So bishop c6, which is not the best response. Rook a8 was a little bit better, just defending the bishop. King h8, bishop d3, and queen d4. Always also using queen d4, attacking the rook and attacking the bishop and closing the queen to the king side. Or king h8 was of course possible, not allowing knight f6, knight d6, but here I prefer rook d8 a little bit. Because king h8 now you give your opponent the opportunity of land on d6, bishop a4, rook f1, just placing the rook safe. Of course, the rook is not making nothing on f1, but it's just safe. Nobody can attack the rook. Queen d4 and bishop d3, and white is better here. So, but the problem of bishop f6 is not knight f6. The problem is knight d6. That's the move that recommends the machine. And here black just can take should take the h pawn and try to advance then the a5 and try to defend the position. Now white is going to attack in the king side, maybe with h4, h5. White have many attacking ideas, bishop d3 or bishop d3 queen h4, attacking d7. The position is also interesting. Both players have his goals. Instead of that, Alekseenko goes with knight f6, who is slightly worse than knight f6, but okay, have an idea. King h8, and now knight h5, attacking d7, and after rook e8, bishop d3. The idea of bishop d3 is clear. Sacrifice here and attack the king. That's the simple idea. But to even react so bad, you should react with here queen d4 was the best move. Just attacking the rook, and it's not only attacking the rook, it's that you are closing the queen. Sorry, you are closing the queen to the king side to defend. Can look that the queen on d4 is not defending nothing, but it's close to the zone. Now this bishop is attacked. It's not attacked because the queen is defending, but you understand me. The rook is attacked too, and especially the queen is close to the king side, who is going to be key for defending. Or queen b2 here, rook f1, and rook a8. The problem of rook a8 is just the sacrifice bishop takes h7. And here, black make the decisive mistake because okay, rook a d8 is not the best move ever, but okay, it's possible. But the huge problem came here, that after bishop takes h7, sorry, bishop takes h7, you sacrifice, black plays queen b2, a very strange move. Yes, okay, this idea is just attack the rook, but he should mate on d4. And we're going to show us why in specific moves. Okay, rook f1 with defensive moves, just placing the rook in a position that nobody can attack it. King h7, queen h3 with the Alekseenko idea. And now black have the right move, rook h8, knight f6, king d6, and for example, if queen d4, just knight d5 and go back with the king. And if queen takes e6, knight d5 and take with the king. Let's analyze what happened if black makes the same defense, but with the queen on b2. The problem is that with the queen on b2 after rook f1, king e7, queen e3, if you play the same rook h8, here there are knight f6, king g6, and queen e6. And in the previous with the queen on d4, we play knight d5. But here after just take, we have checkmate in two moves with queen d4 and queen h5. And here with the queen on d4, the queen is defending the e4 square. So there are no checkmate. Okay, you can think that this could be difficult to calculate. Okay, it's not so difficult, but okay, I can argue that. But the problem of the move queen b2 is like looks so strange. Maybe you cannot calculate everything, but looks like the queen on d4 is defending the king and is closer to the queen side to defend everything that what happened. It's defending this square. Sorry, it's defending the full for rank e5. Looks like the queen is more closer to the defense than on b2. And the specific moves prove that specific lines prove that the queen was better placed on d4. on b2. After queen b2, now the game was so easy for Alekseenko. He converts so well the full point. Yeah, rook f1, king a7, queen h3, and then the move rook h8 doesn't work because knight f6 and queen e6. Here the checkmate. So black play e5, but the rest was so easy for Alekseenko. He just take the rook with check, with takes, knight d5, great move. He takes bishop g5, knight g5, queen takes, king backs e6. Now let's see that the material is balanced because white have 3 pawns for the piece. But okay, the most important, the safety of the kings. This king is so unsafe on e8. And okay, let's see this king is completely safe. The bishop is not making nothing, and this pawn is too strong. One with the queen is going to win the game so easy. Queen d4. Now the last piece came to. Okay, finally, let's see that black plays queen d2, but 10 moves later. Okay, now the last piece enters to the attack. The rook was hiding during all the attack. Now finally came to the life. Rook e1, queen c3, rook c1, queen h8, and just he take, and e7, and to able resign. So, because of course, if you move here the rook, it's checkmate. And if you move the rook to the first rank, this bishop is hanging. So great game of Alekseenko. Great attacking game with bishop e7 and all the sacrifice. Very bad defense of Toivo. He should defend with the queen on d2 on d4 instead of with the queen on b2. Sorry, with the queen on d4. The last round of the European was so amazing. There are many games with great attacks. I analyzed for the last round the game against Rapport and Sigaev, the game of who gave Ukrainian the victory. So the last round was so amazing. So let's see the rest of the video. Bye bye.